North Carolina State Police say they have arrested a man they believe shot a state trooper yesterday. 23-year-old Michael Brady faces murder and assault after the shooting. Trooper Michael Potts was shot several times during a traffic stop in Durham. A car that is believed to belong to Brady was found abandoned a few hours following the shooting. The trooper, an 11-year veteran, had surgery at Duke University Hospital. He is expected to be okay. Some local students and teachers got a lesson in security today at an elementary school in Isle of Wight.
Let us in. Let us in.
Law enforcement and staff posed as fake intruders during lockdown drills. The goal is to help prepare kids and police for a potential school threat. Teachers were given tips on how to keep themselves and their students safe.
What can they do to protect themselves? We first encourage them to be safe, go into a corner, don't be a hero.
The Sheriff's Department told us that the drill went well. School officials say their goal is to find these errors and correct them.
It all went down like a scene in Ocean's 11. Daring thieves made off with $50 million worth of diamonds at an airport in Brussels on Monday night. It all happened in a matter of minutes. What's even more shocking, we're told these criminals had airport security badges. Officials say 8 armed robbers in 2 vans busted through the fence at the runway. They took off down the tarmac and stole the diamonds from the cargo, then vanished into the night. Investigators say no one was hurt. Cyber theft is a growing concern in the United States. It can cause a significant amount of harm. Tonight, a new threat is compromising national security, and one country is suspected of hacking on a major corporate level. ABC's Karen Travers has more.
The cyber attacks have hit some of the largest U.S. institutions, banks, military contractors, and energy companies. And a new report from a U.S. cybersecurity firm points the finger at the Chinese government. This nondescript office tower in Shanghai is believed to be the source of a recent wave of hackings. It's also a headquarters for a Chinese army unit. The Chinese government and military deny the accusations, but there is skepticism.
The Chinese are not going to let this level of hacking and cyber espionage to go on without them controlling it.
At least 141 businesses or organizations were hacked, including Coca-Cola. Hackers may have sifted through the soft drink giant's files to gain leverage when it was trying to buy a Chinese juice company. So how does this type of international hacking affect average Americans? U.S. investigators say this amounts to economic espionage, where the Chinese can steal research and design and save billions. It could cost countless American jobs.
There's no question about it that cyber warfare, cyber attacks, cyber theft are absolutely the future.
Today, the White House would not comment directly on the report.
We have repeatedly raised our concerns at the highest levels about cyber theft with senior Chinese officials, including in the military, and we will continue to do so.
In his State of the Union address last week, President Obama said the U.S. must tackle this rapidly growing threat, and he called on Congress to pass bipartisan legislation. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
Drivers are outraged, but lawmakers in Missouri City, Texas, will make motorists pay up the next time they get into an accident. Starting in March, drivers who are at fault will get a bill from the city that can cost them anywhere from $500 to $2,000. Those bills will be sent to insurance companies. City officials say that the so-called crash tax will help with the city's budget deficit.
Talk about an amazing story of strife and triumph. This is Triumph, and she was diagnosed with cancer about 2 years ago. She lost one of her legs and was on a path to recovery when the pain came back. Her owners made an unusual decision to try acupuncture.
We usually leave them in about 15 minutes. I think the greatest benefit is just helping with quality of life for the patients.
The dog's owners say since they started the acupuncture, they've seen a major improvement in Triumph.
Now, your 13 News Weather Authority forecast. Here's Chief Meteorologist Jeff Lawson.
Well, clear skies out there now. A few hours ago, that wasn't the case. We had some showers during the day. They left us for a while during the evening. Then a new batch began to move in. I'll actually set this into motion here, and you'll see now the big news is that temperatures are falling. And right now we're at 49, as you'll see in a minute, but we're going to fall down to about 47 here by midnight, 46 at the beach, and then continue to drop by 5 o'clock in the morning. Some spots way inland, the most rural of locations like extreme southern Chesapeake, already down to freezing or even a little bit below. Most of us, though, will be in the mid-30s, and it'll be upper 30s once you get right near the coastline, and then stay basically at those same levels through about 7 o'clock. By 9 o'clock, we start to rise up through the 30s, finally hit the 40-degree mark just after that. Lunchtime, you're definitely going to need the jacket if you're out there because it will also be breezy. And with temperatures in the mid-40s, it'll feel even colder than that. We will top out in the mid-40s, and then, of course, once the sun goes down, we'll start to see readings dropping as we get the later rush hour and early evening time periods. Down already by 6 p.m. to 39 in Memphis. Same thing in West Point. Most of us here in the metro area, including the peninsula, anywhere from around 41 to 43 degrees. We'll pick it up now, same time frame. Take it from tomorrow evening right on through the overnight. A couple of high thin clouds down south of us. Clear skies over Hampton Roads. Another cold night, though. Some inland temperatures once again into the upper 20s potentially. The rest of us about lower 30s. And then for Thursday, more sunshine, but more cool air, chilly conditions. We've been talking for a while now about the chance for some ice across central and western parts of the state during the day on Friday. Notice the sleet and/or I think it's more likely that we'll see freezing rain potentially starting to move into some of these central areas here of the state. Out in the mountains, the cold air is going to get trapped, and that warm air will come in aloft, so there's no chance for snow, but then it falls and temperatures are below freezing potentially out at the lower elevations and at the surface, and that could mean, again, some rather inclement weather. But around here, we'll see some of the rain developing later in the day on Friday. Here's the batch of moisture that came through earlier, the secondary couple of very brief showers that moved through as well. And there we are with that current 49-degree reading. West-southwest winds right now starting to pick up a little bit at 9 miles per hour. Eventually, when the front really starts to take hold, they'll get up to about 12 to maybe 25 in a few locations tonight as we continue to watch for clearing. Breezy and cold conditions tomorrow. Sunshine, but breezy and chilly, about 45. Very similar conditions on Thursday, maybe not quite as breezy. Friday, that rain moves in mainly in the afternoon, only 42. But Saturday, rain likely 55, and then sticking in the 50s until next week when we see 60 by Tuesday.
I haven't given up on the groundhog. Said early spring.
That's right. Yeah, that's the right thing.
All right, thanks, Chuck.
Thanks so much. And our next report of the news is 13 News Daybreak starting at 4:30 tomorrow morning. Craig will take a look at that weather overnight, and as you head out the door, your news and traffic as well.
All right, the Harlem Globetrotters are in town, and today they sent the Smile Patrol out to CHKD and put on a show for the kids. It's next.
Today's weather segment is brought to you by Michael & Son Services.